Welcome to the, oh my gosh, is it June already? Welcome to the June statewide meeting of Better Ballot Iowa. As you guys are entering the room, we don't have a sign-in sheet for you today. You don't have to worry about signing in, but go ahead and introduce yourselves in the chat window. Let everybody know who you are, where you're from, what part of Iowa you're in, what brings you to the meeting tonight. I am Lisa. I am normally in Davenport, Iowa. That's where I live. But at the moment, I'm out of state on a family vacation. So I have a very different background behind me. It's very exciting. I have these lovely headphones. I am here, with my family. It's great. So as you guys are coming in, as people are getting logged in, make sure you introduce yourselves in the chat window. And as I said, I'm from Davenport. I'm a math professor. I love mathematics. And were you guys aware that 4 out of 3 people don't understand how fractions work? Think about that one for a while. That one, it takes a while for that one to soak in. Now that one's got me all distracted. Did you hear about the time that Descartes, do you guys know who Rene Descartes, famous philosopher and mathematician? Rene Descartes walks into a bar. Bartender asks if he wants a drink. Descartes says, "I think not," and disappears. So welcome to everybody that's coming in. Introduce yourselves in the chat window as you get logged in. I see people from Des Moines. I'm going to drive through Des Moines tomorrow. I'm very excited. People in Arizona. So, more people from Des Moines, seeing it on Facebook. Again, as I said, I'm Lisa. I'm from Davenport. I do math. I do Better Ballot Iowa, and I do bad jokes. You guys know. So this is more of words of wisdom. Did you know that you should never iron a 4-leaf clover because you don't want to press your luck? Iowa City, fabulous. Coralville, Williamsburg. Hello to everybody who's coming in. Very exciting people from all over the state. From the east, from the middle. I've definitely seen middle. Cedar Rapids. So fantastic. So as you guys are logging in, my screen is not showing me who all is here at the moment, so I can't tell how often people are logging in, but please introduce yourselves in the chat window. If you have any bad jokes that you want to share with me, I have an entire notebook here, but it's not really full. It's mostly empty. I need more jokes. So please share your bad jokes with me. Waterloo, so exciting, all over the state. All right, we'll have 1 or 2 minutes here to wait for everybody else to enter, maybe 1 more minute, and then we're going to have a little bit of an intro as to ranked choice voting. So welcome everybody. It's June. It's hot. It's dry for at least a lot of us. Not the whole state, but I'm pretty hot and dry. How is Ames doing in terms of rain? Have you guys been getting a lot of rain? So, all right. Last one. Guy walks into a library, says, "I'll have the fish." Librarian says, "Hey, this is a library." Guy says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll have the fish." Ooh, hot and dry in Arizona. That I absolutely believe. All right, guys. So we are going to start tonight, after all of that, with George. And George is going to do a nice introduction to us about ranked choice voting. So have at it, George.
All right, thank you. I'm going to try to figure out how to share my screen here. Can everyone see this okay? I see nods. I'm assuming that's a yes. All right. So yes. Thanks for the handoff, Lisa. I'm going to give kind of a brief introduction to RCV and why we need it. And really, anytime we talk about voting, what we're talking about is a majority of the people making a decision that's going to affect everyone. And I want to talk about this in a hypothetical scenario. So a small town is holding an election over which food is going to represent them at the state fair. They've narrowed it down to 2 options, burgers and ice cream. And while they're known for their sweet tooth and their famous creameries, so the people make the obvious choice and they elect ice cream. Hamburgers are trailing well behind, and ice cream has over 50% of the vote. So this is a pretty straightforward victory. But like a lot of things, these decisions are not just black and white. Ice cream can be a lot of things other than a scoop and a cone, and burgers aren't just a patty and a bun. There's innovation, nuance, there's kind of a lot to ice cream. But the ice cream shop isn't really improving. And the burger shop isn't either. Since the results never change, the people still show up to vote. The ice cream shop and the burger shop, they kind of get sloppy. A few years later, the election does change. Two new contenders enter the race. Over on the left here, we've got sliders, the smaller version of hamburgers, and frozen yogurt, cousin of ice cream. The results come in, and well, people aren't that excited about sliders, but you can tell that people are starting to think that frozen yogurt might actually be the future of ice cream. But here's the problem. Hamburgers won. And with only 36% of the vote, that's like 1/3, and that's well under a half. We see that most people prefer these frozen treats, ice cream and frozen yogurt, but hamburgers won, and what really happened here? In short, there were two strong candidates, fairly similar ones, and you only get one vote, so they split the vote. This is what's known as the spoiler effect. You've probably heard this in reference to the 1992 presidential election, where Clinton won with only 43% of the vote. In neither this case or the case with the hamburgers, you can see that having more votes than anyone else doesn't really mean that you have 50% of the vote, a simple majority. So I want to go back to this slide and ask, what do you think the ice cream voters would have done had they known that their vote would be split and frozen yogurt would be more popular than ice cream? Would they still vote ice cream and just be stuck with hamburgers, or switch to a close second and enjoy some frozen yogurt? How do we even guarantee a majority over 50% when we have more than two candidates? The answer, ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting is a system that lets you rank your votes in order of preference. And if there is no majority over 50%, the least popular candidate is eliminated, and your second choice becomes your vote. Let's look at this election again. In the first round, sliders are the obvious loser. Their votes get redistributed. So in round two, we see 2% of those votes go to hamburgers and 1% to ice cream. But we still don't have a clear winner. So now ice cream is the least popular candidate, and they get redistributed. Some of those votes go to hamburgers, but a lot of them go to frozen yogurt. And now we have a clear winner with 58% of the vote. RCV, ranked choice voting, exposes voters to more choices, eliminates the spoiler effect. It even pretty much guarantees a majority winner. And as one of many added bonuses, campaigns are much more civil with fewer attack ads since campaigns are fighting for those second and third place spots. There's a lot more to RCV, and we kind of hope you can stick around and help us push it in Iowa. Back to you, Lisa. Thanks.
Thank you, George. Next up, we have Dwight, our fearless leader.
I don't know about fearless, but so one of the things that I think is really cool is that ranked choice voting is kind of having a moment nationally. There's a lot going on around the country. It has a lot of momentum. It's already being used in a lot of states, as you can see in this slide here. Some of them states use it for overseas ballots. Maine and Alaska use it for all statewide and federal elections, and it's used for a lot of municipal elections as well. In addition to currently being used in a lot of states, it's under consideration and even more. There's currently bills in legislatures in all of these states. So it's pretty exciting that we're kind of having some momentum here, and it's great that we have a group in Iowa that's promoting it in Iowa as well. So one of the things that we've done recently here at Better Ballot Iowa is we've decided to update our logo. We're a new fledgling but mighty organization, and one of the things we wanted to do is to get a logo that represents us. So we, I guess I kind of jumped ahead. I should have talked a little bit about our strategy first. I'm going to talk about the logo in a minute. I'll come back to that. I'm also on vacation like other people, so I don't have my usual two-screen setup, so I can't see what slides are coming next. So our strategy for election reform in Iowa and in ranked choice voting in particular is to start by growing our organization. In order to have influence, we need to have numbers, and so we are really focused on education and growth to begin with. So that means people, money, and endorsements. That will put us in a position when we are ready to promote specific legislation or initiatives to have the numbers to there where people will pay attention to us. So we're currently in the growth phase. Then we'll go to promoting specific initiatives. So speaking of growth, it's been actually really great to see how the organization is growing. We're only halfway through June, and already we've had more new supporters in June than we have in any of the previous months. That's largely thanks to our canvassing that we did a couple of weeks ago, and there's going to be lots more about that in the meeting today. So it's really great to see these numbers growing, and a big part of that is our live outreach and the canvassing efforts that we're going forward with, and you can all participate in that, and we're going to get more specific about that in tonight's meeting. But now I want to talk about the logo. So we had a lot of interest or action in Basecamp, which is our collaborative platform. We had, I think, maybe 150 different ideas posted out there. We had a really super active engagement in the chat on that in Basecamp. A lot of people supporting their candidates and advocating for what they wanted to see. And so it's really great to see all of that, a lot of really great discussion. What we did then is we kind of decided, well, let's pick a black and white version first to simplify things. And we put out a preliminary round to have people pick, what things do you, which ones of these do you want to see more of? And so we kind of went through that, and we picked the top 6 to go forward to, of course, a ranked choice voting poll to come from that. So the 6 highlighted versions of the logo here went on to a ranked choice voting poll. This was in, again, Basecamp, our collaboration platform. And so this was the final 6 that went on, and so we had a first round. Everybody ranked these in the order of their preference: first choice, second choice, third choice. And this is how the first choice votes came out. You can see there's a digit to win. So in the first round, no candidate got more than 50%. And so that meant that we needed to reallocate. In this case, we had 3 candidates that were eliminated in the first round that normally wouldn't happen because we would normally have a lot more votes. In this case, there was a tie for the last place, a 3-way tie. So those 3 then get reallocated to their second choice. So the people who picked those 3 for their first choice, now their second choices got counted. And lo and behold, we had over 50% already in that second round. So we have a winner. We have a new logo, and this is what it looks like. One of the kind of cool things about it is that it kind of, if you look back to this first round, you can see there's 3 bars, kind of this first one with the 7, and then the 4, and then the 8. It actually, as it turns out, the bars in our logo kind of match that same thing. It really kind of highlights the fact that ranked choice voting is a way to do like what George was talking about in the first example, where it's a little more nuanced. There's you can kind of see basically how people's preferences come out. So we also did do a third round, which was really just informational. Since we had a winner in the second round, we didn't really need to do this, but we were curious to see, okay, well, if we take that third place and reallocate allocate those third place votes. How did that come out? And you can see that it was pretty close, but still there was a greater than 50% winner. So that's really what it's all about. So we added some color to it, red, white, and blue. We feel like election reform is a patriotic thing to do, and this really represents what we are trying to promote here in Iowa. So this is our logo.
Yeah, I'll take it. Thanks, Dwight. So we're working really hard to grow this movement in Iowa right now, and we have found this really great cycle of activities that's leading to growth, which plays into our first goal, grow supporters. So, and this is going to tie into our next activity. So hold tight. So where we start is kind of with pitch training. So it's with people who, people like you who are here tonight, who are, really excited about ranked choice voting, and it's learning a really quick, easy way that we can talk about ranked choice voting. So whether we're talking with friends and family, or even if we're out talking with strangers, maybe at canvassing events, we have this, quick little elevator pitch in the back of our pocket that we can use. So we use that pitch training then when we're out and about at canvassing events. So we're talking to people, we're explaining at a high level what the benefits of ranked choice voting would be, and we're getting those new supporters to sign up and join our list. And then we have a group that does data management. So they help convert all of those signups from the canvassing events into an electronic format that we can put into our database to keep track of our growth. And then we follow up at call parties where we welcome the new supporters and we help them plug in with volunteer opportunities in their organization and with other events we have coming up. So hopefully for some of you here, you're already kind of seeing like where you fit into this process that got you here tonight, and we're really excited to have you. So what we're going to do is a quick pitch training so that you all have this tooling of how can we talk about ranked choice voting. So in case you do go out canvassing, a quick overview of what this looks like is we usually go out with clipboards that have sign up forms on them. And on the back, we identify ourselves by saying, ask us about ranked choice voting. And then I have an outdated logo. So I need to update that after tonight's call. And then we also include a copy of our pitch script for you so that you have that all ready to go. So I think the best way is to demonstrate how this would go. Is there anyone who's willing to volunteer to have me pitch to them?
I'll do it. Hi.
Okay. Hi, have you heard of ranked choice voting?
I sounds familiar. What is it?
So ranked choice voting is a really simple upgrade to the way that we currently vote. Right now, when we vote, we pick just one candidate. But with ranked choice voting, you get to rank the candidates in your order of preference. So first choice, second choice, third choice, and so on. So
yeah, I have heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, great. Does that sound like something that you can get behind?
Yeah, I heard it was a good thing.
Yeah, it is good because if your first choice can't win, then your vote automatically transfers to your second choice. It helps solve problems of like vote splitting and spoiler candidates. So I'm one of the local organizers with Better Ballot Iowa. Could I sign you up today to stay in touch with us in our educational campaign?
What would you do with my information?
So we would add you to our email list, and we keep all of your contact information private just for our own uses. And then we might follow up with you via text or phone call.
Okay, yeah.
All right, thanks. And then I would hand Paul the clipboard so he could write down his contact info for us. And while he's doing that, then I would ask him, we have many roles. One of them is to have fun talking to people and sign them up just like this. Could you sign up to volunteer?
I tough to find time because I'm already serving on with other things, but maybe could I follow up with you later?
Sure. So I'll just have you write an M in the box for maybe, and we'll follow up with you and talk about opportunities that might fit with your schedule. And
All right, sounds good.
we're also a nonpartisan, all volunteer nonprofit organization. People have been donating between $10 and $50. Could you donate today to help us grow our movement?
Probably not right now. I'm hesitant to give people canvassers money before I have a chance to look up the information.
Oh, I understand. So you can find more about us at betterballotiiowa.org. And if you're inclined to donate, there is a simple donate link there right on the page.
Sounds good.
Great. Thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. So that is a quick example of a pitch. And I have to say, Paul, I think you were a little bit harder on me than most people are in public. So I promise it's really painless if you go out to canvas. And this really does work. Just a week or two ago, we had our first canvassing events in Iowa City and in, I think it was Ames. Sorry, Justin, if I got that wrong. At a couple of farmers markets. And so we had just 4 people between those 2 events canvassing, and we signed up over 100 people. So it's a really great way to get out there. It's been really effective so far. What we're going to do now is go to breakout rooms based on regions of Iowa so that we can get to know other supporters that are in our local areas and practice this pitch. I'll drop a link to the template. It really is just as simple as reading through the script here. So you have a chance to practice that, get to know each other. And then I'm also hoping that while you're there, you can all brainstorm some events in your areas where we could go to canvas. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are personally committing to go to that event if you share it with us, but it helps us get it on our event calendar, and we could help coordinate other people to go. So Jacob, can you help us with breakout rooms here?
They should be open and ready.
Okay, yes. So we have 6 breakout rooms you can choose from: Northeast, North Central. It looks like Northeast is in there twice, Jacob. One of those should be Northwest. Southwest, South Central, and Southeast. So we'll help you self-identify which region of the state you either live in or be interested in canvassing in. And to move yourself to a breakout room, if you hover over the picture of your own video, you should see a little button with 3 dots that you can click on. And then, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if this changed or if I'm just doing it wrong. But I thought there was an option from there to move yourself to a breakout room.
Yeah, and should be able to hover over to the right of it and click join.
Okay, perfect. So if you have problems moving to a breakout room, feel free to drop in the chat which of those rooms you'd like to go to, and we will help move you in there. Otherwise, if you have any other general questions, feel free to stay in this main room and we will chat with you. We'll be in these rooms for about 20 minutes. Hi, how did it go in the breakout rooms? Yay, I see thumbs up, nodding heads. That's excellent. Would anyone like to give a quick report back of how it went and maybe some events that their room talked about?
So I'll go, I guess. So in our breakout room, we got our nice get to know you. We bonded over CGP Gray video that discussed this from 2011. So we bonded over that. We got a bit of practice with our pitch training, and we went a little bit into. I talked about the Des Moines canvassing event that I led, and that was it. And by the way, for anyone else, if you have, I'm also on the live outreach team. if you have any ideas for canvassing or opportunities, please drop them in the chat at any point you come up with them, please.
I'll say something. One of the things that our group talked about, we were mentioned that we can get student groups going. And as I'm sitting here thinking, we were in a group that it would have been the University of Iowa, and a group called Iowa Student Action was mentioned, but in any case, kind of getting them engaged. And it occurs to me, we have universities across the state. When we can get university student groups at Iowa State and UNI and U Iowa all like coordinated and talking to each other and motivating each other, that'd be awesome.
That's a great idea. Thank you for sharing that with us. And Ken and Pat shared Drake and Grandview. Oh, schools. Yes. Thank you.
Drew, sorry, I was only focused on the state schools. Absolutely, there's a bunch.
Okay, well, I am so glad to hear that the breakouts went well. And as Justin said, if you have other events in mind, a great way to get a hold of us is to email volunteer@betterballottiowa.org. I'll drop that in the chat here. Actually, it's volunteers with an S. And I'm so sorry, I'd forgotten to drop the canvassing script link before y'all went to breakout rooms. So I've also dropped that in the chat for you if you'd like a copy for your reference. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Justin Hollenrake, who is helping lead our volunteer outreach team to talk about some events.
Hey everyone. So we don't quite have signups yet ready for these, but we'll be sending them out as soon as we do. And a few of the ones that we have are, so we go to farmers markets quite a bit. Our last two ones were farmers markets, and we're looking at some in Cedar Rapids and Waterloo, Clear Lake, Mason City, Black Hawk, Fort Dodge, River City. And so we have those. Another thing we're looking at is, if you guys heard about the big bike tour that they're gonna have, this one's a bit far out, but next month they're gonna have the acronym. I'm not gonna say the acronym, it's unpronounceable, but it is officially called the Okay, yeah, that. Okay, apparently it is pronounceable. So that we're looking at that, and that will go all the way from northwestern Iowa in Lamar's all the way to eastern Iowa in Clinton. So yeah, we're not going to be in literally every city, because of course not. But yeah, we're looking at that one. Let's see, what else do we have here? We're looking at some county fairs like Lynn County. We are looking at, we got a couple stuff in Sioux City as well. We have lovely one, Food Truck Fridays and Sunny Sunday Swap Meets. I forgot. We have Bandshell Bash in Gowrie. We have. Oh, sorry. We have Market After Dark in Cedar Rapids as well. I forgot to mention that one. That's going to be, that could be something. We're also looking at, there's going to be a Pride tailgate in Des Moines. We're also looking at that. So yeah, we got a lot of interesting potential spots. Like I said, these are things we're looking at, so I'm not going to try to get all of you to come to every single one, and we're probably not going to host every single one right now, but we got a lot of stuff that we're looking at and a lot of opportunities, so just be on the lookout for that.
Thank you, Justin. And I just want to add really quickly, we don't have sign up forms quite yet for upcoming canvassing events, but we'll be getting those pulled together so we can hopefully be out canvassing next weekend. So please keep an eye out on your email because we'll be announcing when those are available.
Genevieve or whoever, do we have any flyers to hand out? Whether it's a canvassing or we also talked about parades and any of these events we're talking about, having something to hand out small that has our logo on it, the website, and a brief introduction would be super helpful, I think.
That is a great question, Chris. So we don't have one quite yet. We've been waiting on a lot of our materials until we have our logo finalized, which just came out tonight. And I know you're in Basecamp and there is an active conversation, at least I thought you were in Basecamp. There's an active conversation going on about materials. So I would highly encourage you to go chime in on that conversation as we're trying to figure out what will be good to hand out that if people want that aren't just going to get thrown away, and how we can make sure that they're effective. Okay, are there any other questions about anything that we've covered tonight, whether it's about pitching or event canvassing or even just connecting with other supporters near you?
Genevieve, did you want to talk about the number of canvassing days that folks might be willing to do during the summer? Or Brandon?
I don't have any of the previous numbers ahead of me, so I'm a little hesitant to dive into that tonight.
I can definitely wing it. I'm always down to throw random numbers out there and see if they stick. But at least from our last meeting, we had about, I believe, wasn't it like 45, upwards of 40 something volunteers? Yeah, lots. That's the accurate number right there. Fractions, exactly. So we had a lot of people that want to volunteer. We just need to have more events that actually do it. So we did the farmers market this past week or so. And for those of you that were there, how was the turnout? It was good turnout, right? I'm hearing nods. Well, I'm seeing nods.
Many.
No, many. Look at that. So good. That's a good problem to have. We have events coming up this month. Ones that were brought up that stood out to me: Pride. Not just like tearing down the Pride parade to push RCV, but definitely go there to support them and absolutely let them know how RCV can coordinate with their own wholesome agenda. It'd be amazing if we were to organize something here soon. For those of you that are in the Des Moines area, if you'd be down to do that, we could absolutely organize something basically to forego everybody's efforts. Would that be something that people would be wanting to do, is go to a Pride parade and prop up RCV? Would people here be down for that? Can I get nods? Yeses in the chat. I'm a terrible Twitch streamer. Look at that. Perfect. I've got yeses. 4 people signed up, 100 plus people. Hey, I love the numbers, Catherine. Yeah, Pride is awesome. So if you're definitely going to go, awesome. Don't bring your kids, but come prepared. Let's have a great time, and let's talk to people about voting. When is Pride, by the way? What is the date of the parade?
Apparently, we'll have to look that up. And
yeah,
we're interested.
Is spur of the moment events. This is what happens when you throw things in the chat, guys. We make an event in the air. We're gonna make it happen. All your dreams can come true. R.I.P. Robin Williams. We're gonna be the genie of the lamp and make this happen.
The tailgate I mentioned is on the 26th. The Pride tailgate.
Pride tailgate.
Yep, and they're gonna, so that way we can talk to people while they're also stationary as well. But we're also going to show up at the parades. So
nice. We probably shouldn't just invade everybody's tailgating space to talk about RCV, but if we bring beverages, we can welcome ourselves into that space if that's how that works. But yeah, let's get together on Basecamp. We'll make this an event. We'll make this happen.
Excellent. All right. Thank you all. As we wind down, I just wanted to put in a quick plug for our next meeting. It is going to be Thursday, July 15th at 8 o'clock again. We meet the third Thursday of each month, and we already have a registration link open, so you can go ahead and pre-register for that meeting.
How many people do we have on this call for math? Oh, 24. It says right there, 24 participants. So real quick, I have all of you lovely people on here. At least half of you have your cameras on. I thank you for that. I love your faces. I'm a hypocrite. I'm not having mine on. It's terrible. If you could click that Zoom link, I want to see 24 registrants real quick before we move on to this next thing. Not really, no, but please, if you can, click that link and let's get some people registered so we can make sure that we're here for the next meeting too. And then Genevieve, you have a tally of who's signed up, right?
No.
Oh. Well, we can't verify it just yet, but I am trusting you all with my life to make this happen. Please and thank you. Click the link. I promise it's not anything bad. Just sign up for the next month. We love the attendees. We love the turnout. Keep it up.
All right. Dwight, any last parting words you'd like to share?
We are off to a great start, and there's a lot of good things that can happen still this summer. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.